Hey everybody,
Hello.
and welcome to another wonderful episode of Making
Making
Musically
musically
Challenged.
challenged.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and just preface this episode. We're not in my closet today.
Well, you're not, but it does not mean we're in a studio either.
Nope, we decided to take a trip up a mountain where there is snow. So we're currently recording in a car. So if you hear like a car driving by, that's why. We're also trying to not talk too loudly, so if our voices sound a little different, that's why we're trying not to shout in an enclosed area.
Yes, so we're just going to be talking a little bit quieter today.
Yeah. So yeah. Today is episode 8, I believe. The Damons.
The Damons, wow, this is our 8th episode. It's kind of amazing just how long we've been doing this now. It's not that long, but it's like
This is
the
the
8th
second
week.
month of the podcast.
This is true.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about the Damons since they are our race of the week.
Yes. So now, okay, so it was funny that this kind of came up on our drive up here, but so as we've told you guys, Mary Beth does TikToks where she shows off, the creature race of the week, and this week, like we said, is Damon's. Now, she got a comment on one of her videos of somebody asking what is a Damon, and so we're going to address that because it's one of the names that we did make up, like a purpura.
Well, it's not a made up name 'cause it is a Latin name. It exists.
It's a made up creature, kind of, in a way.
Sort of. So it is basically a demon of sorts, but it's not like an evil demon that we think of demons in our world. Honestly, it's very similar to the Dungeons and Dragons tiefling.
But since the tiefling name is trademarked,
We can't use it.
exactly. But I love the tiefling design and the tiefling just like community in a way, and Mary Beth does too. So we really just wanted to put them in our world, and this is the compromise we were able to find.
Yeah, so we decided to call them daemons because like it's not as like I guess as mean sounding as demon, but daemon is technically I think the Latin term for demon, if I'm not mistaken. So technically it's the same. It's not pronounced. Yeah, so they're daemons. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
But as again, they're not evil, not even a little. They're just a regular creature type, just like everybody else.
they're probably one of the nicest groups. One of.
Well, I like them because I can do a lot with their design. Like, they have definitely some of the more colorful skin tones. I'm trying to range them from, like, pinks and reds to, like, blues. They have, like, really cool pointed, like, double-pointed ears. They have different styled horns. They're not like the cow horns like the orcs have. Their horns are more, like, curved and honestly just more elegant looking. Mm-hmm. They also have tails. They also have they have different little spiked tails, and they do have hooves. I decided to go ahead and give them hooves.
Now, what culture are you kind of pulling from for their
Their design?
their design, their clothing, like their architectural design? Where are you pulling from?
So I decided to pull from ancient Egyptian. Just there's a few different reasons for that. So I really like that style of clothing, and I knew that I could kind of bounce off those styles with the tiefling designs themselves because like I said, those curvature horns, I'm kind of going for that, that headdress style that Egyptians use. That was kind of what I was going for, like, and doing that. And they live in a more dry area, so it is kind of like a desert. It's a mix of different ecological things because it is also right next to a mountain.
So there is a part of their territory that's always a bit colder. It's quite often covered in snow. They are also surrounded on 3 sides by water. But for the most part, their ecosystem is more of the desert, the sandy, like the sandstone look.
Yes. So as far as like the Egyptian stuff I'm doing, it's both architecture, it's clothes, and of course the accessories. And we've talked in depth about the accessories so many times.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
What is it called? When you're talking like this and it's that NSR, or what is that radio show called where everything is slow You're listening to the sounds of my voice.
Well, it sounds like a meditation thing.
No, there's like a whole radio station for this. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
like Fraser Crane, like all that fun stuff. But yes.
Well, that is, I guess, the style we're having to talk in, because we're having to talk very slowly and very...
We really don't want to spike the microphone in
No.
the car.
And I have a very loud voice naturally, so I feel like I'm whispering.
Yeah, no, that is a normal indoor voice that you're using right now, and I'd appreciate it if you used it.
I feel like you're attacking me right now, and I don't appreciate
Okay,
that.
Karen. But yeah, so I think
Tieflings.
so. Unfortunately, we're up a mountain, so we don't even have internet access on our phones, and I forgot to screenshot where they live. I think it's called Rondo. Rondo, I think.
I think you're right. It's like that. I mean, I showed it on the TikTok, so
Yeah.
you can see it there. And again, using that Egyptian architecture style. Now, what do you want to go in next? Do you want to go in and talk about kind of the history?
Let's talk about their sexuality first,
Okay,
because that's like a really big thing with their culture. So they are
Scoliosexual. You're
I
correct.
believe that's the term for it.
I do remember that.
And that technically means like you're attracted to like trans people.
Trans and non-binary romantically, specifically.
And so with that, the tieflings, the daemons.
I know I almost slipped up there earlier. I was like, no, Damon.
So the daemons are a very unique race. So we've mentioned that the Purpuras are a non-binary group. And
Actually, we haven't gone into Purpuras yet.
oh, that's right. Okay, so spoiler alert for whenever we do Purpuras, they are a non-binary group.
Probably we'll do them next, actually.
Maybe. We'll see. Possibly.
I have a list. I mean, there's 12. We'll get to them when we get to them.
Yes. So the daemons are technically born with a gender, whether it be male or female,
Just like
neither,
any
neither,
other
both,
race.
you know. Oh my goodness, there's a child like walking down the mountain right in front of me, and I'm really scared for her
Well, there's
life.
rocks right below there, but it's...
Okay, anyway, back to this.
No, we're really on the side of the mountain, like we can't...
Like we are on the edge, and that man looks like George Lopez.
Anyways,
Okay, so so the daemons are born with a gender, like I said, male, female, neither, both, what have you. But they are raised non-binary. They are raised in a world where girls are taught boy things, boys are taught girl things. And once they reach the age of 18, they can then choose whether they want to continue their life as a male or a female or just stay non-binary. And there's a really cool ceremony festival that every year they hold for all the new daemons that turn 18, where they go through this transition, and it's through the zodiac magic of their zodiac. Which one was their zodiac?
Sarces.
Sarces, yes. She's
Gemini.
Yeah, so Sarces is the Gemini zodiac, and she comes down from the ethereal planes.
Yes.
Plain words there. She comes down every year, and she helps those transition if they want to transition, and it's just like this little magical thing, so it's not like they have to go through surgery or anything like that. It's
No, it's all
just
magic.
It's just a magic transition, and it makes it, I feel like, a really special community, because there are just, as Mary Beth was pointing out to me earlier, there's choices everywhere, and you can be who you want to be.
That's the thing, they're very, very much about the choice of who you want to be as your identity. So, like, yes, the whole ceremony, you can either choose to stay the gender you were born as, or again, you can transition. And at that age, like I said, they are raised non-binary so that they aren't influenced one way or another. Obviously, like, the people around them have already made their choices because they're adults. But as far as like, we're born a little girl, so you have to be a little girl. That's not
here's
that.
the Barbie dolls, here's the baby dolls, here's the house that you have to play in, or here's the baseball bat, here's football. It's very much just an inclusive, you like what you like, we're not gonna shove you into a pink dress or a blue onesie.
Exactly. They are allowed to explore as much as they want to explore when it comes to their gender identity. So obviously that that ceremony once they hit 18 is very, very important. And it's a big celebration. And a lot do choose to transition and some choose to stay the way they are. But it is important regardless.
Yes, because it's just it's not necessarily like a coming out. It's just a, you know how like we send our kids off to school so they can decide, you know, what they want to do in college and with their future careers. It's kind of that in a way. You get
Yes.
you see your whole life in front of you and what direction do you want it to take. And now before, I will say, you know, people are going to be like, well, what if, you know, you regret your decision later on in life? I know we'll get questions about that. Because it is a magical transformation, you can go back.
And I do want to go ahead and mention that specifically Sarsi's, the Zodiac for their people, Gemini is the one that does the whole transition for them. So she's literally involved. This is Zodiac magic because it has to do with like life and the person. And yeah, so this is Zodiac magic that actually.
Yes, and if you turns out 20 years down the road you're unhappy, you can go to that ceremony for the 18-year-olds and you can get transitioned back. And it's not it's not a permanent thing, it's not a mind-altering thing, it's literally just what do you want for your life, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, again, the daemons are all about choices. And that's why they're one of my favorite races because of this. Because I don't know. I think that was one of the more interesting things we came up with. There's cars like everywhere now.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Anyways, so now we've talked about their sexuality. Do you want to talk about
Their magic.
their magic? Oh, yes.
So they are, we've mentioned before, we have 4 different sects of magic. We've got wild, mage, wizard, and zodiac, and the daemons are wild magic. Now, this is a recent development. We've decided that the wild magic, there are going to be 4 sects of the wild magic as well. So there's going to be kind of like elemental magic. So there's air, water, fire, and earth. And daemons are the fire. Like you can do anything, but their strong suit is with fire.
They gravitate more towards it. It's just, yeah.
It's because of, you know, where they live, what they have to work with. Oh, that's such a pretty skirt. Anyway. Squirrel. Shiny.
Squirrel. Skirt.
Pretty skirt.
Anyways.
Pretty bird. Okay, sweetie. This is why we have to record in my closet. There are no distractions in there.
Yes.
But yes, so the daemons are more fire forward. Now we do only have 4 creature groups that have wild magic, so it kind of actually worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
So like we established that fairies were more the air magic. The elves were more earth magic. Of course, we said daemons are fire, and then the sirens, which we've not gotten to yet, they are the water magic.
Yes.
So, to kind of understand where we're coming from, Sarsi's as their Gemini
There's
has
a 90% chance that girl's gonna fall.
I know. She's in heels on a snowy mountain
Booted
cliff.
heels.
Okay, so Sarsi's has created the daemon group before, and they kind of fell by the wayside. Because they're such like a keep to myself private people group, they kind of got looked over.
They got looked over, and just bad things happened to their group in general.
Which we're not really going to focus on.
No, because we're only focusing on what happens in Harmonia. Just know
Right.
that a lot of these zodiacs have created other people groups on other planets before.
Yeah, and we're like, there's a whole like we'll talk about all of that in the Zodiac episode.
Yes.
So she wanted to give her people a bit of a better fighting chance at survival because like we just said, they're very private, they keep themselves. So what she did was she gave them like a healing power to their fire magic. And so
That's very contradictory.
it is in a way, but like that it makes them more relevant
Yeah.
to the country because
They have something to offer.
They do. They have something to offer, so they're going to have this oasis hot springs that people will travel to.
So the the magic that the healing portion comes from their fire. So when they have this natural hot spring in their area. However, they also are the ones that keep it warm. So the fire that they create to warm up that water can make the water itself kind of like a healing agent. So if someone bathes or dips into this hot spring, they can basically experience these magical healing powers. And it's also kind of like our natural remedy source in a sense for the whole of Harmonia, because we did talk about, at least Melanie and I talked about how there probably is some kind of healthcare system that I think the humans more than likely set into place once Harmonia did become
A united kind
force.
of alliance. Yeah. But yeah, so we're kind of likening it to more of the holistic, naturalistic healing system, which we'll see in Harmonia has kind of, not many people are aware of it at this point in time, and if they are, they kind of laugh it off, kind of like how a lot of people today are like, oh, you know, if you just drink these teas or stick these needles in your arms, you'll heal and whatnot, and most people kind of laugh that off. But then
just
there's
take pills.
And just take pills, whereas, you know, pills tend to have side effects and blah, blah, blah. That's a whole big rant that I'm not going to go down on. But they are going to be the more holistic, natural healing with, like, the no side effects, just all natural.
And because these springs are just so incredible, they kind of created a whole resort kind of around it. So there are some, like, people groups that do travel here specifically to go to these springs. And we did mention, at least we talked about possibly the Daemon spreading, like, those to other... Well, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility that we did not discuss, but that's fine. It's fine.
I thought we did. Oh, no. I guess maybe not. I'm sorry.
We didn't. I think it was a whole headcanon of yours. But,
oh, sorry.
No, because anyway, there's this beautiful hot spring that they create under the shadow of the Majora Mountains, which is where we've discussed having the dwarves and goblins live, and it's just a beautiful, peaceful, amazing oasis.
And we are going to focus that on in the show.
Now, that won't be until the 3rd season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, this is 3rd season. So it's going to...
It's going to be a minute before we actually get to see, like, the Daemon territory and their healing magic and all of that, but we will get to it, I promise. It's just you're going to have to wait a few seasons.
In hindsight, we probably should have released the different races, like, based on, like, when they were going to be released in the season. But that's okay, because we didn't come out of that up until all of that until later.
Well, that's what we were originally doing, but then you wanted...
We changed some things around.
Yeah, so...
It's fine.
But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. There's so many couples out here taking pictures on the edge of the
on
cliff.
it. We're talking about Daemon.
I know. All right, so what else do we have to discuss?
Well, we were going to talk about the history and how, like, the whole hot spring thing kind of ties into that.
Well, we just did.
I thought, oh, okay.
Yeah, we just did.
Well, I guess we did. Yeah. Oh, never mind. But yeah, that's kind of what their contribution to Harmonia was.
Now, I will mention that when King Thane first made his rounds, he was not hurt, so he did not experience the healing magic. We did discuss that. So it's not even going to be something that most people in Harmonia are aware of. It's not until after the key change and after our main cast get to this area that we're really going to figure out what the Daemons have to offer.
Yeah. And Rose realizes that, wow, this is a really amazing thing. Like, I should really help promote this.
Yeah.
As part of her campaign. She keeps adding stuff to her campaign.
Well, that's the whole point of her campaign.
I mean, it is, but she adds a lot to the campaign throughout the season.
No, I mean, she doesn't. But, like, her campaign is literally going to each territory and finding an issue there that she fixes. So it's not like she's going through and just adding stuff to her campaign. She's going to each territory and finding something to help.
That's what I meant. Never mind. It's what I meant.
Okay.
But yeah.
The way you described it, I was just making sure that it was clear. Like, she's not just randomly grabbing at stuff. She's really trying to boost up her campaign. Because I think we did mention that other people are running for her position.
Yes. I'm really excited to design a couple of the other candidates because we've been hammering them out this past week. We've done a lot of work on our vision board. Is that what it's called? Vision board or
Lookbook?
well, there's the lookbooks, but there's also like the
my
notes.
my breakdown boards.
Is that what you're calling the breakdown board?
Yes. So recently, I've discovered that when it comes to working with Mary Beth, she tends to go off on tangents.
I do.
Like you've probably heard in the podcast. And so what I've discovered works really well is I have a board, like a big poster board per season, and sticky notes on both sides, one for story plots, one for character plots. I think this car is stuck. I don't know.
This is a whole photo shoot happening. There's like a
Apparently.
literal people with cameras and...
Oh my god, is
Oh.
this kid literally doing the... Ew.
I hate it so much. But we're gonna go back to talking about this.
Anyway, so Mary Beth has a bad habit of just going off on tangents, and we never get back to the point we were actually trying to discuss. So with these poster boards, I can literally be like, no, we're focusing on the pink post-it, what goes here.
What's on the pink post-it?
And because of that, like, we've been able to just expand the world just so much within the past week of using this. And I really suggest that to anyone out there who's like a writer, color code it, just get it out there visually, because we've mentioned before, we have an Excel sheet that's insane, but this kind of it dumbs it down in a way.
It's easy because then we can just easily like figure out, okay, this post-it is for this, and we know where to go exactly. And it's in a physical format. So yeah, the Excel sheets are good for especially on the go stuff, because these are like the vision, or the breakdown board, as you're calling it, is like literally a giant poster board with just full of sticky notes. But we've got stuff for like the story and plot specifically, and then we have another one that's like specifically for character growth and development. So this helps us break it down, like, all right, what is this character going to be doing in this episode or this territory, and what do they learn from it? How does this change them going forward? It's really nice because we are like making these people. These are people. Obviously they're not real, but
And it's helping. Ooh, that's a loud engine. It's really helping just develop them so that they're no longer just a story point. They are evolving and becoming actual people with backgrounds and futures and wants and desires and things that make them happy, things that make them sad. One thing I'm excited about is in the next couple months, we actually will have an office.
yes.
We will have an office. I'm super excited because I really want this post-it board to become a post-it wall. I'm really looking forward to a post-it wall.
That would be helpful. That would be very helpful. You know what I'd like to get? I'd like to get a glass board. Like one of those, I know I've said this like a long time ago, but like one of those like whiteboards, but glass boards. They're just so pretty.
They are very pretty.
I don't know. There's something just so bougie about a glass board versus a whiteboard.
If we're anything, it's bougie. From the car or my closet, we're totally bougie.
Well, we're totally doing this on the side of a mountain. I feel like, I don't know if it's bougie, but it's something.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
This is entertainment.
This is really
Okay, that's kind of
entertaining.
cool that they're like crushing up snow and doing pictures and videos of it. Tag us on Instagram if you see these pictures.
Oh god.
Did he just jump down?
Okay, he's fine.
I
We just saw a person just disappear over the edge of the cliff.
Well, okay, like I said, there is a little drop down area, but like there's still a little bit of a slide.
And there's snow everywhere. Don't go jumping. Oh my goodness, people scare me.
Yeah.
So I feel like half of this episode has just been our commentary on these dumb children.
You probably shouldn't call people dumb. That's not nice.
They're jumping off sides of cliffs. They're
Okay,
dumb.
that's a valid point.
Yes. But anyway, is there anything else actually relevant to the Damons or to Musically Challenged that we have to say?
I'm trying to think. Well, there's it has, I think, the least amount of history that we have to go into. Like, it's one of the cooler races, but it's something that you get to experience in the show.
I feel like we say that every week. We really do.
I like all of our races. We've really developed them to be all very unique. And like, I don't know, I've never seen anything like this before, which is why we're creating it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I think a while ago, obviously, like shows nowadays, they're just now getting more into the LGBT community, especially like exploring other sexualities, and they're still just dipping their toes.
And I will say this show's not just about LGBTQ
No.
anymore.
It's not like this is a whole thing. We've also added like politics and Just a lot of things.
It's very much commenting on the world that we live in today.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to bring in very relevant issues and mirror them in a fantasy setting so that we can kind of explore like what the issue is and what are other options we could have taken to prevent this stuff from happening.
Pretty much.
Or like how to react when that stuff does happen.
Yes. Like the amount of stuff we've developed as far as like the plot points in the seasons that we're currently working on in our meetings, they're so heavy.
They're really heavy, but
We are
we're
do-
able to spend them in a lighter manner.
We are. Like, it's not, this isn't like blood, death, and gore or anything
No,
like that.
not at
Not at
all.
all. This is more like, oh wow, someone actually did something like that, and it needs to be fixed or it needs to be addressed.
Right. Well, I think that's kind of
That's kind of everything we wanted to talk about.
yeah. So, like I say in every episode, we are hiring. Please let us know. We're looking for animators, background artists, voice actors, composers. We are a legitimate business. We're LLC.
Yes, we actually did get the certificate for the LLC, so it is official. We are an actual business now.
We are a genuine business, and that is the whole point of Ethereal Studios. We have our website, Ethereal Studios, if you want to contact us there. So it's etherealstudios.com or musicallychallengedshow.com. You can reach us on either website. We really, really, really want to foster a great community that is about growth and learning and openness and like love and all that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we've
That is a loud car.
it is a loud car.
You just interrupted us, sir or ma'am or whoever was in the car.
I think it was a bunch of teenage boys. But yeah, so we really want to, because, you know, both of us have our degrees in film and animation, but we can't use them because we don't have the
Experience.
studio experience that entry-level positions require. And so we are that entry-level position for you guys. We really want to help people enter into the entertainment business and have a fun time doing it
Yes.
and create awesome content.
Yes.
So yeah, etherealstudios.com, ATHIRIAL studios.com, or musicallychallengedshow.com. And then you can reach us at our TikToks account, which is Escape Artist and Mel.Rose. And
Is that all the plugs?
well, you can find this podcast, which I'm sure you know at this point, all
Is
over
in
the
all
place.
And you can also find us on YouTube, see the visuals that go along with
Yes.
everything.
Yes, if you want to watch some visuals with our podcast, then go to YouTube. Ethereal Studios is the YouTube channel, and you can listen to these episodes while looking at the visuals that we are discussing in the show.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I believe so. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening.
Thank you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful people. We love interacting with you and talking to you about our show. Please reach out. We love it. I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.